Alrighty, Low for Life, you're bringing us a brand new deck profile. This round we got Simorgh. Simorgh, oh my god, this deck. So I tried my best to get this deck to work, okay? I cannot guarantee that this deck will work, okay? This is one of the worst attempts by Konami to make an archetype work. So, this is my best attempt. I gave it my best. I hope it turned out well. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get on with this. So, Simorgh is a fun little archetype designed to be counter spell and trap cards, okay? Especially trap cards and stuff. Alrighty, and just really prevent your opponent from being able to play spells and traps, and it's just super mean, and I love it. It just doesn't work as well as it really should. They put too many restrictions on this deck, and I'm getting sidetracked saving that for the archetype analysis. So, let's get on to deck profile. First and foremost, we got Simorgh, Lord of the Storm. I love that name. The boss monsters of this deck are so cool, but I digress. So, Simorgh, Lord of the Storm is a level 8 winged beast, 2900 attack, 2k defense. I'm just gonna read off his effect because it's super long. Your opponent cannot target, distribute, summon card with spells and traps or effects. You can only use each of the following effect of Simorgh, Lord of the Storm, once per turn. When a spell or trap card or effect is activated, quick effect, and contribute one winged beast monster, and target one card your opponent controls, shuffle into the deck. When a winged beast monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. So this thing's pretty good. It has self-protection from spells and traps. Can basically shuffle a card whenever your opponent tries to activate a spell or trap card. Obviously, it does not negate that card. That comes with a different guy. And then also recurs itself if it happens to be in the graveyard. Pretty good card overall. Wonderful boss monster overall. And pairs really well with the other boss monster, Simorgh of Darkness. Just the Edgelord McGee. So let's see here. Simorgh of Darkness is a level 8. Does basically the same thing as the big guy, but however slightly different. First and foremost, while it's on the field, it's also a wind attribute. You can only use each of the following effects of Simorgh of Darkness once per turn. If you tribute summon a dark or wind monster, you can spell summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when it's tribute summoned, or hand even if not. When a spell or trap card or effect is activated, you can tribute a wind monster, a winged beast monster, negate deactivation. If you do, destroy that card. There's your negation for spells and traps. These guys are obviously meant to be both out on the field at the same time, along with at least 1 to 2 little dudes in order to really maximize their effects. Will you ever have that? No, you won't. I'm just going to be fully upfront and honest. But, however, you can try. Next up we got 3 of the Simorgh Bird of Calamity. Bird of Calamity is a level 3. Whenever it's normal summon, you can send a Simorgh from your deck to the graveyard. Pretty good. That's any Simorgh card, monster, spell, trap, whatever. And then if it's in your graveyard while your opponent controls no spell or trap cards, you can spell summon them from your graveyard, but banish it if it leaves the field. All the little birds have that effect, so it's just something really key to note. And if you're wondering where is Dark Simorgh, I don't think he's really particularly great right now, mostly just because the deck doesn't have enough darks to be able to fully effectively use him, and I found him dead in my hand most games when playing him, and it's really sad. That's just how bad this deck is. Okay, moving on, we got Simorgh Bird of Bringing. Beginning's another one. Bringing is the searcher. Whenever he's normal summoning, you can add any Simorgh monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. Simorgh card. So you can search your spells and traps with it too, which is pretty good. He's level 2, has the same effect as in the graveyard. So yeah, just kind of there. Moving on, we got the Simorgh Bird of Beginning. This one's the actual Bird of Beginning. So basically it's a level 1. Whenever it's normal summoned, you can get an extra normal summon, and it has a standard spell summon effect. You notice I don't play the back row bouncer because it's bad and there's just no reason to play it, and that's the end of the monster lineup. This deck doesn't need a lot of monsters and just heavily relies on its spell and trap lineup to be able to actually play. Oh god, I tried, guys, I tried. Moving on, we got triple trade-in. Okay, we're playing 6 level 8s, both of which I want to be in a graveyard, so why not play triple trade-in to be able to get more cards? This deck needs as much help as it can get. Next up, we got Elborz, the Sacred Land of Simorgh. It's a field spell. All winged beast monsters gain 300 attack and defense. It's not a crazy amount, but it's nice. And then once per turn, you can activate the following effects. So basically, you can reveal 1 level 5 or higher wing beast monster from your hand this turn. You can normal summon wing beast. God, why is that a freaking tongue twister? Wing beast monsters for 1 less tribute, even if this card leaves the field. And if you control a winged beast, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 winged beast monster. Cool. Okay, so it has an extra normal summon effect and can also make it to where your big guys can become 1 tribute, both of which are really good effects overall, and you generally want to try and use both like as much as possible. Really good field spell, so yeah. Next up, I'm playing triple Simorgh Onslaught. Basically, you discard a winged beast monster, add 2 Simorgh monsters with different attributes from your deck to your hand. Then if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it and basically drop the level of a dude from your in your hand. But you can't do that there and turn it into the graveyard, so yay. Konami overly balanced this deck, I'm going to be 100% honest. So yeah. It's nice and all. It's a good card. Just be able to search out your boss monsters. That's entirely what it's used for. Because, hey, guess what? The only dark monsters in the deck are freaking Dark Simorgh and Simorgh of Darkness. For some reason, even though some of the little Simorghs look like they should be dark attribute, they are not. I don't know why, but they are not. And that severely hampers this deck's abilities. I will be honest, I would play the back row bouncer if he was freaking dark. Next up, we got 2 Simorgh Repulsions. Basically, discard a winged beast monster, bounce all of your opponent's spells and traps back to their hand. And it has the graveyard effect as well that the Onslaught has as well. So yeah, another copy-paste effect card that also happens to be a Harpy Feather Duster. Pretty good card overall for the deck, and I could honestly see this card being used on like other winged beast archetypes like Harpies or something if like the deck has issues with back row or there's a heavy back row format. So yeah, something to keep in mind for future reference. 1 Upstart Goblin to get through our cards as much as possible. 1 Reasoning to get out the boss monsters a bit easier. We also don't care if our little guys get put into the graveyard, and we got levels everywhere, so hey, it helps. 1 Day of Peace just to help dig. 1 Monster Reborn because hey, you need as much help as you can get. 1 Terraforming to be able to get your field spell. And then moving on to the trap card lineup because this is where it really shines. First and foremost, triple anti-spell fragrance. Even without Dark Simorgh and how inconsistent he is in the archetype, this card is absolutely mandatory for the deck. Being able to just make your opponent have to set their back row, their spells first, force your opponent to play at your level to an extent, and then be able to bounce them all back with some more repulsion so they have to wait another turn. It's great. It's a good card overall for the deck. Moving on, we got triple Icarus attack because, again, you need as much help as possible. And this card is great for this deck. Just being able to tribute 1 of your dudes and pop 2 cards. It's great. 2 Paleozoic Deinamiscus. You play a bunch of traps and you want to be able to get rid of stuff, so this is good. And then 1 Solemn Judgment to be able to protect your stuff. Great. Okay, that's it for the main deck lineup. I will be 100% honest. The extract does not matter at all. It really does not. You will never make any of these cards. Okay, maybe 1 of them. Okay, maybe 1. So the extra deck could be whatever you want, and it won't matter. But I'm just gonna show you what I'm playing. Okay, so first and foremost, we got Barricadeborg Blocker. I think I did that right. Barricadeborg Blocker. God, what's up with me and tongue twisters today? So it's a link to whenever it's just needs 2 monsters with different names. Pretty good. You can just whenever it's linked to something, you can discard a card during the end phase to add a field spell or continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. This is just nice for being able to get back to field spell in case you need it. So it happens. Your opponent will get rid of that field spell pretty easily. Next, I got 1 Winda, the Wind Charmer Verdant. I love Winda. She's great. She's my favorite charmer. I'd love to have a prismatic version of her, but that will never happen because I am not paying $90 for that, and I have terrible luck with Yu-Gi-Oh packs. So yeah, dealing with the rare, it's a good card overall. It's just a link too, and you're often locked into wins only, so hey, you need something. Nightmare Cerberus for popping monsters. Nightmare Phoenix for popping back row. Nightmare Unicorn for getting rid of stuff. Reichelflig, the Desperate Doom Eagle. I love this card. He's honestly a really cool monster. He needs 2 or more wind monsters. Has Deco Talker arrows, and basically he gains 24 attack if your opponent doesn't have anything in a graveyard. Well, any monsters in the graveyard. Yeah, any monsters in the graveyard. And then once per turn, has a quick effect, you can banish one of your opponent's monsters from the graveyard. Pretty good card overall. Like, honestly, I like it a lot. It's a bit restrictive of how you gotta get it out, needing a bunch of wind monsters. But however, it's a quick effect main monster, well, extra monster zone, what's his name? God, I can't remember. DD Crow, that's its name. 1 Borolo Dragon, 1 Boral Sword Dragon, 1 number 45 Crumbling Logos, the Prophet of Demolition, 1 Levy of, Leviair, the Sea Dragon, honestly not half bad. Like, I'll be honest, Xyz monsters are not half bad because then you can at least keep your dudes in your graveyard after you use their effects. 1, the Phantom Knight's Break Sword to pop stuff. 1, number 23, Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld. 1, number 97, Dragoulon, along with 2 Dragon Galaxy monsters to use with their effects, or just be able to summon out normally, being Galaxy Hope Harbinger and number 107, because hey, they're both number Dragon monsters and they're both really good. So yeah, that's the deck profile. I know I'm like being really pessimistic with it, but guys, this deck, Konami flopped hard with trying to make Simorgh an actual archetype. This deck needs so much more. They put too many restrictions on it. There's too many issues with it. You can try as hard as possible to make this deck even remotely competent, not even competitive, but competent. And it's been driving me nuts. So consider this being a man at the last of his will, and I'm not even 100% sure if I'll upload this. I don't know, maybe I will. I've been trying my best to make this deck work. This is the best I can get. I would play Dark Simorgh if he was consistent enough in the deck to play, but he's not. So yeah. What do you guys think of this deck? What do you think Konami needs to do to fix it? Expect an archetype analysis on it and an archetype overhaul, because God, this has frustrated me trying to build this deck and make it work. It's like hitting your head against a wall, and that wall happens to not just be a brick wall, but it's got giant spikes on it, and every time you hit it, you just hear the sound effect in Mario whenever you lose a life. It's annoying and okay, so that's it. What do you guys think of this video? Rate, comment, subscribe. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And see y'all later. Peace out.